Hey, babe, what are you doing?
What's up, baby?
So,
Taking off my grill.
today we're over here
Bella's about to get a facelift.
at Mike's Fabrication and Refinishing. If you guys have followed us for a while, you'll know that Mike's done a ton of work for us in the past. He did our custom Rhino lined Humvee. So Bella is getting ready to get some Smittybilt XRC armor fenders and a new Fab Fours bumper. It's gonna be pretty awesome. And that's Mike, the guy doing all the shit. So he is nice enough to let Kim help.
Are you taking that right wind?
I say no.
Twist it a little bit. It'll come out of there.
What'd you take out?
Just take a whole deal with the hole in there.
Oh, I got you.
So yes, these fenders are coming off. And those guys will be going on. They're not gonna be ready to go on yet because why, babe? What are you doing to those fenders to make them different?
So I'm having them color matched.
You're gonna color match them.
Yeah. They're color matched. We got new fenders, front and back. We have new body cladding. We have a new
Are we doing anything to
bumper.
these fenders besides painting them?
We'll probably smooth it out.
Yes, you're gonna smooth them out.
Sure.
That's what I was getting at.
I don't know.
You're gonna gloss
I'm not
these.
the body guy.
Yeah,
That's the body guy.
he's gonna smooth these out and gloss them. So Bella still looks like a classy bitch.
I'm just
Ready to
slave
get this
labor.
thing off? You're just ready to
I'm
get
just
this
slave
off?
labor. That's all.
All right. Well, guys, I think she's gonna set up a time lapse. I'm gonna go back to work.
Black, I need some black.
Nah.
You can.
I mean, wait. This is for YouTube. People are gonna see this. At Mike's Fabrication and Refinishing, we always practice safe working conditions.
I see these.
All right, you ready? All right. More power, baby.
So do I need to put any pressure on it?
Push it against it on the plate, like here, and then try to twist it. Well, that's too much up there. Come from this side.
Come on, baby. You got this. How was that? Is that pretty fun? A little therapy. And that's actually pretty nice, babe. Just round it a little bit.
Here, or we can take the ground and pull it up.
All right, guys. Mike is making those holes bigger so that Kim's hood latches fit. I don't think any of the reviews we've ever, or installs we've ever seen have covered this part. But her hood latches wouldn't fit down in there.
Ooh,
They're aftermarket hood latches,
it still don't.
and they still don't fit. So what he's doing is grinding out to make room for this. That's a badass sander. It's cool as shit.
Almost.
GearReport.com provided those lower fog lights. Big shout out to them. And look at that, guys. Like a glove. Beautiful.
So I'm gonna try to show you guys, now that I have the liner out. So I've got the liner out, now I've got to get the fenders out, and these fenders have these clips right here. And apparently they kind of look like little Christmas trees. Yeah, see there? So you have to push those on both sides to pull it out, so you don't jack the fenders up. And that maybe we can resell those. So let's see if I can do this without cremating it. Is that if you have the gas cap cover, it has to come off. So all the videos that we watched about how to install these didn't talk about the gas cap cover. So we're gonna take that off so that we can get those fenders on nice and snug. All the holes are out. Now, we're gonna get ready to make some big holes for the fender flares. So we've just put the body cladding on, and what we've done is gone through and marked holes, because now we're going to start drilling to put the rivets in. Fun. Just so you know, unless you're dead serious about putting this stuff on your Jeep, don't do it, because holes this big. Alright? Yeah, what's happening?
So I'll just show you a little kind of the finished side. It's not finished, but the cladding is mounted. And one thing we did is Mike used a matte black paint along the bottom of the Jeep so that the portion under the cladding didn't look like dirty shit. So you can see right here. So we went ahead and painted that all matte black so that the space between the cladding still has black and white, doesn't shine through. So pretty cool. Definitely think it's gonna be awesome once these fenders are painted. And he installed our camera today. see the camera mounted there. So yeah, Bella's gonna look sexy. Thing. This is terrifying. Huh? Yeah, I know, right?
You gave me a nutsert. One of those gold nutserts.
And
So that's just how you're test fitting your hole.
it won't be buoyant now either because we're losing styrofoam.
I see that. I see we're losing all the styrofoam. I wanted you to see the big ass
Yeah,
holes
I'm saying I don't drill these right now.
that
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, yeah.
Bella's getting. And so now, what are you doing, babe? So what is this?
Primer in it. It's just a primer pen to protect it, prevent it from,
Rusting?
yeah.
Because if you can see where she's drilled, she's got a lot of bare metal showing. So she just runs the ring of the hole. She tries to get a good coating. If it drips or runs, she's not worried about it because it's going to be covered up
Correct.
with the cladding. And it's much better to have more of that than not enough, since it's keeping her from rusting. So she's kind of being good and heavy with it. Have you had fun, babe?
I have.
Feel like you're learning stuff?
I do.
Mike a good teacher?
Absolutely. He's very patient.
You're not loving Mike more than Jesse, are you?
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, man. Jesse's her off-road captain that guides her over the rocks.
I got you. Gotta start getting toe feel like that Peter.
Ugh. I'm getting hot as hell in this coat. So you're doing the fun part now, babe?
Yeah.
So what is this doing?
Just putting these
Nutserts.
nutserts in.
I'm not even gonna make a joke about nutsert. Look at me being an adult.
2020 been a strange year.
I know, right? Woo! Look at that. She's having to put the Fury of Thor in it.
Yeah. For real.
Was that good enough?
We'll see.
Because you need to close them up, right?
I did close it up.
You gotta let, yeah, you let it go again, that don't go, then you just squished.
Good job, baby. And she already did all the nutserts on the other side, too.
Yeah.
So while she's doing that, Mike is fitting this fender a little bit closer. Smittybilt did not do a very good job with it. It is off quite a bit. Thanks, Smittybilt. Luckily, Mike's a master and he'll make it fit.
We can try it.
So if you look at the previous video that I did, you would see how far away that was. And Mike worked his magic and has that fitting much, much better. Nice.
the awesome bumper from Smittybilt. Problem is our package came quite busted up. So not only were the bags busted inside, but the box was also busted. And so a lot of the pieces were just scattered throughout the box. And the problem with that is that now our lights that go into these slots, we don't have the tiny little bolts. Oh, right there. We don't have the tiny little bolts that need to go in there. So Mike's trying to rig us something up to make it work.
So the cool thing about this bumper is that it has these plastic panels. And so the plastic panels are supposed to slide across rocks easier instead of dragging across the rock. Plus, that way, if that gets all scuffed up, it's as simple as replacing that panel with a new one. So that's kind of cool. This is one of the only tow-rated Jeep bumpers out there, so she can actually tow her normal standard capacity with it. Just looks super cool. This is the light textured finish that they just started doing. So pretty pumped with it. What do you think, babe?
I think so. So.
Ooh, and
It's going in.
this right here is super cool. So damn, it's got some damage, even with that on there. Thanks, Smittybilt. Look at that damage, buddy. Straight from you guys, because this cover was still over it. But anyway, so this is for a high lift jack. So that's kind of cool. Makes it a little safer to use.
Ready? Oh, this box right in, brother.
Now does this go in?
To the outside.
Maybe we should have went around with that back
Yeah.
down there.
You know what I didn't do? Turn the camera around. When y'all took that over there. It's just in.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And there's that.
there's the bumper. What's up, guys? I wanted to show you what he's done with these rough ass textured fenders. He has made them smooth and pretty. They are not gonna look like cheap Chinesium shit when he is done. I cannot wait to see these on Bella. And so these are in the beginning processes. So it's a ton of body work that goes into making these things look halfway decent.
I am here at RDH Automotive and getting ready to put on some new skid plates and a front differential cover for Bella so that when we go rock climbing, we protect some of her underside. Let's do it. So we've got the Rubicon Express transmission skid plate here, and apparently we are going to need to remove the transmission cross member. Now there is a way that you can actually get around that cross member and get to the bolts to get that skid plate mounted. There is a YouTube video, but you've got to get to those bolts up in there, and you have to go through these holes to get it. And we've just decided that's too complicated. So what we're gonna do is take the cross member off and then mount that skid plate to cover the transmission. And it's going to be connected here as well as back in there. So let's get it off. the transfer case skid plate that comes factory. You can see. And the Rubicon Express skid plate that we are going to be installing, as you can see, is much bigger. It's going to provide us with much more coverage of the underbelly of Bella. Got it on a rack, so maybe you can see a little bit better there. But it's about 3 times the size of the factory skid plate that covers the transfer case. So, let's see how it looks. So, this transfer case skid plate, as you can see, is going to provide us with much more coverage. It's cool the way that it's shaped right here, where it's actually going to wrap somewhat around the exhaust and give it a little bit of protection as well. They come with these, what are these called, Jimmy?
Bezel washer.
Washer to help protect the bolt while it's up in there too. So yeah, really makes the underbelly look pretty badass. Rubicon Express did a good job. There's my transfer case, can be nice and protected. And I'll show you the full thing once Jimmy gets this thing tightened up.
What's up, guys? We just wanted to take a minute with some good lighting now that Bella is nice and clean to do a walk around of all the new items that Kim added during this build. Stay tuned. All right, we're in a random parking lot, but Bella's clean, so we wanted to show you everything. So, starting at the front, babe, what did we add here?
I have the worn winch.
What model is that? It clearly says it on the front. It's the VR Evo 10S.
All right.
Right?
And then we went with the Fab Fours stubby bumper. Super excited about this bumper. They made it first for the JL, and then they just came out with it for the JK. Such an awesome price on this bumper. It just really finishes off the look of Bella's front end.
What kind of shackles do you have there? These are Gear America with the isolator. Oh, you want to say that? No, those are. I didn't know that. Look at her face. You see her face? Those are the Gear America D-ring shackles with the isolators, so it gives it that nice little black rubbery part on the bottom. All right, moving to the side, babe. What do we got?
So we went with Smittybilt XRC fenders, front and rear fenders.
These things look awful shiny though, babe. How were they when you bought them?
So these are typically, they typically have this finish on them, but our body guy, Mike, at Mike's Fabrication, he took and polished these bad boys down nice and beautiful.
I mean, look at that, like glass.
Yeah.
It is like glass. So she opted to leave the trim along the fenders in that same texture and the vent. But I mean, if you just look, that gives it such a beautiful line. All right.
We went with we also put the Smittybilt XRC body cladding on.
And you left it black?
Left it black. And then the Smittybilt, is it Apollo? Apollo rock sliders. These are really super cool. They attach to the actual frame, so they're supposed to give us a little bit of support when we are sliding across rocks. These are currently like a silver finish, and we had talked about painting them white, but I don't know. I mean, the scratches that we put on them, I don't know about that. I don't know if we're gonna paint them or not.
So we may just end up leaving them silver.
We damaged them up.
So Smittybilt XRC front fenders, and then
Smittybilt XRC
rear
rear fenders.
She did them on the rear too, guys.
Nice,
and look at that.
Smooth.
She still did it with the smooth, bright white. They look phenomenal. These fenders go all the way around and cover the taillight.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's taillights there. Did we also get new taillights?
We got new taillights because they look like eagles or something.
And what brand are they?
I don't remember.
They're Raxion.
Thank you,
Raxion.
And then we have the Smittybilt XRC bumper.
Nice.
Do you remember what kind of bumper this was?
That is the Smittybilt XRC Gen 2.
Gen 2
bumper. So the reason we went with that is because it comes with the factory high lift jack mounts. It also comes with LED reverse lights. When you buy it, these are silver, but Kim has opted to paint it white, matching with her theme.
And then this is one of the only aftermarket bumpers that come tow rated.
So you can actually tow with this. It's not just an accessory
Like
mount.
Our last bumper was only screwed in with like 4 screws. So little did we know that it probably would not have towed.
No, you probably wouldn't even have wanted to pull you out of a ditch with it.
We could have towed our flag in it, but that's it. So
Yeah.
so now this is tow rated. It's all attached.
It mounts to the frame through multiple,
like
through multiple connections. What is this
so
on the back?
Difficult. Well, we have the rucRak that we received from a company in North Carolina. They just designed these really cool racks that fold out into a carrying. You have an option to carry with it.
Oh, so you're gonna. So let's show us. This thing, honestly, out of all the stuff we added to the Jeep, this thing has been my favorite. We actually just got the opportunity to use this on an upcoming episode that we're going to do for you, where we went on a trip that was 410 miles off-road. So we were able to use this on our journey, and so it does some pretty cool things. So what she's doing now, so the bottom, you could hold your coolers. We actually carry all of our kitchen supplies in it.
Yeah,
and then
a tote that's usually pretty heavy with kitchen supplies, and that's what we strapped to this bottom portion here with bungees, and then this makes, so typically this would be a great way to tailgate. You could have your cooler, food, things of that nature. You've also got to have a table with cup holders. So it really makes a nice.
And it's got a flagpole holder, fishing rod holder, whatever you want to put in there.
And then this just goes straight back up. Screws right back in there like that.
And so I've got to say, guys, if there's anybody out there wondering if this thing is sturdy and if it will hold up to abuse, I can't wait till you see some of the footage. We drug this thing through a river. We banged it on rocks. We came off of ledges right down on top of it.
The other cool thing is this will then flip over and pin, and then now it's a bike rack.
So you see, you can put a tire in each of these and hold 2 bikes.
And it'll strap to that as well. So so it works great to carry pretty much anything with. So.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
We actually had Thanksgiving on it yesterday. So while she is putting up the rucRak, I'll show you some other little touches that she did. So with the Smittybilt XRC Gen 2 bumper, we also opted to get the tire carrier. So the cool thing is now this tire carrier goes straight to the frame, and you can see that the tire is being held by it. And the cool thing is it's still a one-handed operation. You can just pop open the tailgate and to get to what you need. You don't have to do any separate steps. And again, we painted all the silver stuff white, and yes, that is a bottle opener. So
That he won't let me use.
well, because I don't want you to scratch the paint. So the cool thing about that, I didn't even talk about that, about the tire carrier, is boom, it allows our high lift jack to mount right there. It allows our CB antenna to mount here, and then it has 2 Rotopax holders, so we can mount Rotopax fuel cans. But let me just stand back so you can get a good solid view of the build. So the other things that she added, what were they, babe? The things they can't see. I don't know where my wife went. I think she just vanished. So
we also did a Dana 30 aluminum alloy diff cover on the front.
Nice and red.
And then we have Rubicon Express skid plates on the transfer case and the transmission.
All right, so now I'm gonna get some B-roll footage of just going around this bitch.